I'm Marnick Vandebroek, and I wrote a book. I had the idea to write a book when I was still in high school. I always wanted to write a book for some reason. It's maybe because my grandfather loved writing, he still writes, but I never knew about what, and I thought I'm gonna write a novel. But when you start writing a novel, it's really hard. You have to come up with the story and the plot points and the characters, and I tried many times, but then I gave up and I'm like, oh, this is not for me. And now, evolving in business, having my own company, I thought, well, why don't I start writing a business book, share everything that I talk about all day and put it on paper, because I like to blog, so why not put it in a book? And then the idea of high school came back, let's start writing a book. I got in touch with some people, find a publisher, and the rest is history. How do you start? Well, first of all, you want to have, like I said, some sort of idea. And then I would recommend talk to people that already written books, preferably successful books. Talk to publishers. What are they looking for? What do people like to buy? How do you start writing it? And when you talk to these people, the biggest thing I struggled with was how do you start and how do you structure it? Because structuring your presentation is way more easier than structuring a whole book of 200 pages. And a friend of mine said, Marnick, do you have workshops? Do you have presentations? Do you have stories that you tell right now to your clients or to your friends about the topic that you want to talk about? And I said, yeah, well, start writing that. Just take a presentation and start writing, like with a blog, your presentation. And I started writing the presentation, and before I knew it, I was having chapters and sub-chapters, and I was off to a great start, because once you start writing, you go with the flow. The hardest part of writing a book, it's actually writing it. No, the hardest part of writing a book is, first of all, getting the idea of because you have so many things you want to say, but you really have to downsize it to one specific topic, or people won't be able to follow, or it will be too thick. And the hardest part is writing it, because it doesn't only have to be information that you're sharing, but it also has to be nice to read. Like when I'm talking to you right now, that's easy, you just make up the words. But in a book, you don't have control over somebody else sitting in their living room or their office reading your book, so it has to be clear, has to be fun to read, and it has to have good context. So a lot of time goes into writing. What differentiates, I think, is the practicality. You know, a lot of books give practical examples, but this book is written in such a way that the moment you put it down, you can try it on your partner, on your friends, on your colleagues, and it actually works. And everything I claim in this book, I show immediately with a number of very tangible examples. And it's also great feedback from people that say the best thing about this book are the practical examples, because immediately you see how you apply it, how I can apply it, and it doesn't stay here in the cloud somewhere theory. It's really down to earth, practical, but I already said that. The most fun part of writing a book is actually the writing itself. You have to find it fun, or you won't do it, because don't underestimate it. I don't want to scare you, but it's really a lot of work getting a lot of deadlines done. But the fun part is afterwards, when you publish the book, it's like your baby. It's like showing the world, it's being very vulnerable, showing the world, this is what I think here, it's for you to read and give me your opinion. That's what you're saying with your book. And then getting all these positive reactions of people all over the world that you don't even know, saying, I read your book and oh my God, it works. Oh my God, it changed something for me. And that's the beautiful part of writing, the result afterwards. Stand out. First of all, because the whole idea of stand-up company, the company we started 3.5 years ago, is based on being stand-up, which means in English, you know, they can count on you, you're authentic, they know what you have, being a stand-up guy or lady. I did stand-up comedy in my spare time, which a lot of techniques, and it's for me the most hardest way of communicating, you know, standing on stage with nothing but a microphone and making people laugh. So stand-up comedy with being stand-up created a stand-up company. And we always said, if you decide to stand up, so be authentic, be on stage, be visual, be in front of a group, stand up for what you believe in, your ideas, your products, your service. If you do that, you will stand out. And with stand out, it doesn't mean you have to shout and you have to be weird and people will be like, oh my God, what the hell? No. If you stand up for your ideas, if you stand up and give yourself a voice, you will stand out automatically in whatever business or environment that you're at. And the subtitle, Expressing Yourself in the Most Powerful Way, is that everybody communicates in a different way, can adapt to their situations, can adapt to people in front of them, and the best way to communicate is in function of your goal, your audience, and the value that you want to bring. My number one tip is set yourself some deadlines. Really important. If you don't have deadlines, you're going to write a book for 10 years and never publish it. Put yourself a deadline, then is what we're going to publish. These are the milestones, and make sure you get those milestones. Be very strict on yourself. Well, I want to say to people that haven't read the book yet, read the book. It's that simple. Just read the book. Yeah, you read the book. No, even if you don't read the book, my message to you is, when we're talking about communication, that's what the book is about. Communication, expressing yourself in the most powerful way. There's a lot of excuses, you know. I'm too shy, I'm not confident enough, I'm in a boring industry, it's not for me, blah, 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 I don't have the time to practice. All those buts and excuses. Even if you don't read the book, realize, like it says on the cover, expressing yourself in the most powerful way is not a gift, it's a choice. So if you're not getting a deal signed, if you're not getting a project approved, if you're not getting the job or promotion that you want, even if you don't get the date with the lady or the man that you want, don't blame your environment. Don't get yourself into some circle of excuses, but realize it's you and the way you bring your message across. So know that there's my book and other books around there that can help you with that, and that it is not a gift. You can have talent, but it's a choice. Do you choose to upgrade your communication? Do you choose to actually work on the way you convince and inspire people? If you make that choice to read the book and upgrade your communication, I guarantee things will change in your private and professional life.